Hey, what's going on, guys? And today we are going to be talking about some big fucking news. Some big news. And the gameplay that you're seeing right here, right now, is some Killing Floors 2. But let's jump into the news because we need to talk about it. This might be a long one because we're going to be talking about a lot of things, a lot of stuff that I just want to talk about with some just Gears of War E-Day news, or just completely Gears of War or Xbox's big, news things that's been going on, spreading around on the internet like crazy. So the big number one is that Gears of War E-Day is total expense, or of how much money they need to have is 400 million, and that's a lot. That's a lot of fucking money. And I've been seeing a lot of YouTubers now talking about it, or sort of now, but I didn't notice it at first. I did not. But when I noticed it now, I was watching a content creator. I watch a lot more of the Gears of War guys, because I love Gears. Gears is amazing for what it is. But just besides that, I came across was Domes is one of his videos, and him kind of talking about something, and I was like, oh wow, okay, in my mind, at first I thought it was just just something that ain't super huge, I thought, because to me, when I would just normally would hear some things, it's a bit, to me, I thought it was just some little rumors of people saying some things. But besides that, it was not really just a rumor. It's pretty big, because the expense of what they need is that much money, and people are still thinking about, hey, there's not really going to be very much of crossplay. They think that, and plus that, they be thinking that it was a poor choice of not having PlayStation in the picture by any means. And I know PlayStation players are kind of pissed. They are pretty pissed by any means. And it's not really great, yeah, but, PlayStation truly doesn't deserve to have, Gears, because I'm only going to say this. It's not because, exclusives are the best thing ever. I say yes and no to that a bit, but truly, truly stand on my point saying I think exclusives are a big problem. They are a huge issue to gaming sometimes, because people would just be thinking, well, if we have this exclusive and we keep this game and we do what we want with this game and we have control of this game because we bought it, this is their game to the company that it's been bought by, So it's just more the fact that I just think sometimes exclusives kind of blow and they're just kind of stupid to a fucking point. Because Sony's nowhere better, because, and I don't know about this at all. PlayStation has a lot of exclusives, probably more than maybe Xbox, I feel like, because they have so many fucking games that just never really want to come to Xbox. It's rare to see a game to come to Xbox, or even be allowed to be to Xbox at all. It's just so fucking rare to see it even happen. But I'm not trying to say it's never happened. You look at Helldivers finally made it to Xbox whenever it did. I don't remember the time or the date that it eventually came to Xbox. But I'm just happy that it finally did come, for sure. But it is what it is. Some things might come to some things, and some things might not. Even though, it did have a bad time when Sony was screwing the hell out of that fucking company of their game and making a lot of people pissed. But besides that, Sony's just not the best fucking company of all things. And I will say this, the console of theirs, PlayStation 5, is not the best. I don't think so. I think it's probably the more weirder console of them all, because I know there was a problem with it, and some people want to defend it so heavily to a fucking point. And it's okay. People have their own point of views. They can have their choices to believe things. But besides all that, let's just forget Sony even existed for right now. back onto other things that's Gears of War relatable for the shit I want to talk about with Gears of War. Even though PC people be thinking, and Sony, like PlayStation players, that, both sides kind of be thinking, well, it's not going to be on anything but just Xbox. Like, what the hell are they doing? Thing is, it's going to come to not PlayStation, but it's going to be coming to PC, but Steam. Steam's going to have the game, but not PlayStation. And yes, PlayStation community is pissed because there's this content person guy that loves PlayStation so much because he wears a stupid shirt that's blue. A PlayStation is like, the button logos on his stupid shirt, and this dude opens his mouth and saying, "Oh, he's like, he just loves that community of Gears of War. He loves the story. He loves everything about Gears." But, deep down, I don't know why he likes to have PlayStation more than having Xbox. No offense, not trying to judge, but if he loves Gears so much, why would he be on PlayStation? I don't get it. But I get people have preferences. I get that. But I've really never really been such a keen person that likes PlayStation. Like, I have played it, but I didn't really care for it. Never have. And I never really will. But besides everything else, but the YouTuber I'm talking about is Dreamcast guy. That's what it is. Who he calls himself, even though I know that's like definitely a brand thing, not with the guy part, but besides that, I know there's been some things with this guy for other reasons, but I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole for anything. So I just know this guy was watching the Xbox showcase. Gears of War got shown, and apparently the rumor that I hear about was him watching it, and then he got to the point when the CEO of Xbox was just straight up told people on that showcase that it is going to be exclusive just to Xbox, so it's going to be just a console. So not going to PlayStation, just Xbox. And it made it very clear. It's just saying, hey, it's a console exclusive, so it means a console. It doesn't say, hey, PC players ain't gonna get to have, Gears of War E-Day. Ain't saying that. It's just saying that it's exclusive to a console. That's completely it. And I don't know how people are gonna go their way to be thinking that it's not going to make it to somewhere else besides just only Xbox. It's kind of fucking crazy. But you get people on PlayStation side be thinking, well, if you don't think Gears of War E-Day's gonna be coming to, PlayStation, you're on something, you're on some drugs or whatever, right? Or you got people that be like, man, fuck this game. You can have you can keep that game on your stupid console. Or having people that just kind of just probably make fun of it in a way, because I know there's people that are kind of, I don't know if it's like many people out there, but I know there's people that are definitely make fun of it a bit because they just think the game might be ass, because they be thinking that maybe the game just seems kind of close to them as like what Judgment was. A lot of things. Here's the thing. It is what it is, because Gears of War needs to have its little differences, but I don't think it's going to stay like that forever, because you got to look at this way. Gears of War and Judgment days, right? It did it in one game, and it didn't really stay like that forever because it was one fucking game. But yeah, don't get me wrong. Now it's changed again for E-Day. Maybe for a reason. Maybe there's a purpose why it's changed. I don't know. Maybe they just want to cater to a different audience, so they can maybe get some other people. But besides just that, they're probably not trying to cater to an audience like myself or any person that I know that loves Gears more than probably my ass. that I've been watching, like the pro players. Like you got Icy, you got Domes. There's probably more people I could probably think of, but I don't know all their names. But those two are probably the more ones I probably watch. But I know there's probably another guy I could think of, but I just can't think of his name. I know it starts with an A. So, I don't know if it ends with a Z either. But besides that, back on the topic with more still Gears. Still a lot of things, people are still maybe kind of talking about it, to a probably point. And I don't know what people might be talking about it. I just know a lot of things with Gears of War is getting kind of, different reactions probably maybe out of people. I don't know. But I know a lot of people are definitely pumped for this game for what it is. Because Gears of War E-Day is having something so different and I think is so iconic to a point because, yeah, it's looking weird. It's not going to have the roadie run. It's not going to have what you had before, like, with wall bouncing. And, like, I feel like the wall bouncing system has kind of got changed for a different tone and difference for its own little purpose. So it's not just going to be king to just only having the, same old, but, like, it's changed in a different way. But it's probably not going to be anywhere better, I guess, but, like, to some people's knowledge that I still really feel the difference with some people that will get the game or might get it, maybe even try it out, and they play it, and they're going to hate it, and then they're going to probably leave it and go somewhere else on a different Gears that they've been playing and just be like, yeah, Gears were E-Day shit. It's trash. It's it's just awful. Like, who wants to play that? Here's the thing, man. Sometimes games need to change to a point to get somewhere that would make complete fucking sense. Because Gears of War has been in an up-down spiral, and it has not come out of it for a long time. Like, it had a great success back in the early days. But then, when it all started falling down was because people started hating it when Judgment came out. And I don't know why people want to say, like, oh, Judgment was just such a terrible game. And, like, there's a content creator that I love. I love him for many reasons because of CNAers. But, come to find out, I didn't, like, really know that this dude really played, Gears like that until, like, I probably watched him later in the past a bit more. But I didn't probably watch the shit out of him playing Gears, but I watched him a little bit late. I guess a little late. Let's just say that, a little late. But it's Golden Glove, and I know he played Gears of War Judgment, and he's like just kind of making fun of it. He's just like saying that this game is kind of shitty, it's just stupid. I'm like, I love how people can just hate a game for just nothing. And another concept I will say, like a game that got the craziest hate just the same way that Judgment did, was Call of Duty Ghost. Call of Duty Ghost got the same hate. For sure, because it was just a different type of mechanics of like what it was. It was like, it wasn't even anything crazy. It was just a different type of game, but still felt like a Call of Duty game. Sort of. But people didn't like it. Same thing with Gears of War Judgment. People didn't really like it because it was different. Very, very different. And don't get me wrong, I feel like still the same thing with Call of Duty Ghosts was a bit different too. But I don't know. A lot of people will be looking at E-Day still, and like I don't know if I said it, but they'd be thinking that E-Day kind of like looks like a Judgment 2, sort of. And it's just like, okay. At this point, does it really matter? Like, you're gonna judge it that much that you're gonna have to hate the game? I don't know, man. Some people were kind of like maybe judging it, but I feel like there's still a huge fucking point of view. People will get this game. Or you guys are people that are going to be talking about one big thing that I hate the most nowadays with any game that comes out anymore is if you want the early access to maybe just do anything, maybe play the beta. It's not like it used to be open for everyone to play just for the hell of it. But I don't know when I don't know if like how it was back in the times because I swear there was a time that you could just play a beta and just play it just to play it and you could just enjoy playing it until the real game fully came out, and everyone was getting the really just getting test a new game out they never really played. But nowadays, like how is it's just not what it used to be. I feel like you just have to pre-order the higher edition to be lucky enough to play the bit of the beta before the full game fully drops, and it is what it is. Or it would be like more people be thinking, well, you have to get this. If you don't get this, you're gonna get left behind. You're gonna get left behind, and you're just gonna be a little bit left out because you didn't do this. You didn't do it because you didn't get whatever they wanted you to do to be able to play it early, do anything early. You're gonna be a little bit late. You're gonna be very behind. You're gonna be left behind because you didn't do what the other people are doing right now. You know, people are already pre-ordering this game because it's having a lot of cool content, but plus you're going to have a person saying some things, and don't get me wrong, I can understand this on another level, what this has been said. Some people are kind of like, I don't know, you're saying some people, but there's something I heard that someone was saying, or anyone can say this about something, like the content that you're kind of maybe going to get is ass, or it's just so stupid. But there are people that are really hating E-Day. Like, no fucking doubt. People are hating E-Day. There's hate. E-Day is going to get hate. But the bigger thing is, I feel like some people should have an open more head about with E-Day because, yeah, it's not going to be what it is. It's not going to be like Gears you've probably been playing, maybe 4 fucking 5. If that's been the Gears game people has been playing lately, at least anything that's maybe new or people that's been playing for longer, or you've been playing something entirely different than just Gears. Because I feel like there's been other things people's been playing besides just some Gears. Because I feel like there's been people that just maybe quit playing games. They haven't touched games in a long time. Because, you know, some of the truer older fans just been gone forever, man. And it's just like more kind of sadder to the point where it's just some people just don't really like how Gears can be anymore. But I feel like there should be some little changes to try to get some attention back with Gears because it's not been really great. I'm gonna be honest. Gears has been kind of pretty poor shit right now, and it's not the greatest. It has not been the greatest, like at all. And I feel like Gears of War needs to have something brand new come up and really give the big attention that it needs to have again, because Gears is just it needs something. And a lot of people be saying, much as I've been saying to myself, if something doesn't really go great for this game, some people will be thinking, well, then we're just screwed, or this is just going to be the end of Gears. You know, this is going to be the end of Gears and end of Coalition. And I don't want that to be a thing, even though, don't get me wrong, I have a little bit hated the Coalition for many fucking reasons. Like, it doesn't really get anywhere better for the shit I hate them for. Still, when Gears of War 5 came around, it was always stupid to me for like the most part that I hated the most when I played the beta of Gears of War 5 at the time. And when the full game came around, I noticed that Nasha had 6 shots. On my mind, I'm like, what are they thinking? Like, wait, what the hell are they thinking? I don't know what the hell they're thinking, because this is not really great. This is not really good. And hell, the whole huge community hated the hell out of it, right? And people went to their Twitch shit and was saying, "Hey, bring back the A shots." And I'm only saying that because they did it again for E-Day. And I hope it ain't going to be like that for real. And I hope it's not going to stay like that at all. I hope fucking not. I hope that's not the fucking case. I really hope not. Because I don't like that at all. And don't get me wrong, I'm not the only one that doesn't like that. There's a lot of people that don't like that. And the one thing is, some people are kind of having thoughts in their mind, just hoping that it just might be just maybe just for the story, or it's just not going to be truly just be like that. Hopefully not, because I don't know if they didn't learn their lesson the last time. I don't know. I don't know if they have or what, because I hope it ain't going to stay like that. I hope not. I just hope it just goes into something better and right, not wrong, like it has in Gears of War fucking 5. Gears of War 5 was probably the worst in my mind. 4 was still pretty bad because campaign was stupid, okay? But 5 overall was the dumbest thing. Dumbest fucking thing. And I just don't understand that, the two games that they made themselves were not groundbreaking to a point to really peak good enough. But I feel like what they've been working on for like about 7 years, 7 or 6 years, it's been this game been worked on for so long. And I hope it's been worth the fucking wait for this long. And I hope it's been just such the wait and the time that they've been working on the game. It's really worth it. I really hope so. I hope it's really truly worth it. But we don't know until we fully get to maybe play anything. A lot of people is still just automatically can't really stop talking about E-Day. And I'm the same one. I haven't really made any video really talking about it just yet until now. And I just want to talk about the hell out of it because I just think Gears of War E-Day is something that's really interesting. And a lot of the stuff that's being kind of brought into it. And I just know like a lot of the stuff that they have in the games is going to be really cool and awesome for sure. But still, PC players are going to have the game, but PlayStation players are going to be out of the picture. Even though I know the stream or Dreamcast guy, when he was watching the showcase, he got pissed off and in his stream deleted the whole video of him having the live stream because it wasn't coming to PlayStation. He was upset. He was pissed. And he didn't get what he wanted. He wanted to have that game come to PlayStation. But PlayStation is not getting it. The only game they're going to have is just, Reloaded. And they're going to have that Halo campaign game. And that's it. It's all it is. It's all what PlayStation is going to get of Xbox stuff. Of, the cool exclusive games. It's just one game. Each. And it's completely it. Nothing more than that. So, it's nothing really great for PlayStation. I feel kind of bad for them, but PlayStation, to me, I don't know. I have some different opinions with PlayStation, but I'm not going to go there. I'm more just wanting to talk about with still things with Gears and just still more topic about Gears. And that's all I want to try to do for the most part. And it's I'm not really trying to start anything, and that's not what I want to do. If you guys think I'm trying to piss off people, I just want to say what I want to say, just on things I've been hearing, things I have like seen and people said. So it's just more the fact that I'm just trying to just say that some things are gonna be what it is. Like campaign's gonna definitely have allowing you to have attachments with weapons, but not in multiplayer or whatever. And I don't think in probably Horde, but I don't know what they're gonna be doing. I don't know what the plan is by any means. I don't know. I don't really know what's going to be happening, but I know there's going to be a lot of cool weapons. And if there's going to be a lot of cool weapons, then it's going to definitely feel a bit close to Judgment in a way, for sure. Most definitely. It truly, truly is. Because Judgment did have a lot of guns. I really do feel like Judgment was the bigger game that had more weaponry than any Gears of War game. I think that because Gears didn't really want to try to go out of their way to have a lot of weapons. Just kind of to show off more. They just kind of show off enough that they wanted to show off, and that was kind of mostly it. But besides that, it's just EA is going to have a lot of things that's new, something that is old, because I know they have that one sniper rifle from Judgment, and they got a lot of newer weapons still, like, like we've seen and everything. And I'm just more stoked to just kind of see like what more that they kind of have in it to actually see for myself. I don't know, but it's gonna be very interesting. Besides that, and I know like one of the shots that you get to see, there were something that you could see in the top right corner just below where your weapon area is, just having like that weird ability thingy or something. Like some people are saying it's ability, but I feel like it's just more of a fact. It's just something with some class that you have in like the horde mode. I don't know if it's just the horde mode. Just the one thing is I don't know about this. I don't know if horde mode is just gonna have like just like normal horde mode, like just having like normal-ish of like the normal size amount of people, or if it's gonna have maybe just the 12 people. I don't know with the three groups. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just gonna have just hey you can just have 4 friends and you can play horde. I don't know. I'm not trying to say like the newer thing that they thought of. That's pretty fucking cool, and it's bigger and it's huge than life, and that's fucking awesome. It's just endless, more fun in like a horde mode. And at least you're not just gonna be left alone at all. You're gonna have a huge number of people there. That's gonna be fucking awesome. But I think that's one of the cooler things, and I know some people are gonna be thinking like, well, what type of maps are we gonna get? With the E-Day. We don't really know. We don't know if they're gonna have something that's gonna be, kind of something old but like remade differently. Who knows? It could be a lot of things. A lot of things they could be doing with Gears of War E-Day for the most part. And I just don't really know like truly what is going to be at play for this game. It's like they just want to hold off and wait for people to eventually get to play the beta, and people are going to show off what the beta looks like, just to eventually show people what they've been, working on for so long and storing up for such a long time, and why it's been such a long wait for this whole purpose. I'm assuming because I feel like it's having a big purpose is having something pretty huge for that reason. It's like they don't really want to show multiplayer. They just wanted to show the campaign. Then they wanted to show a bit of the horde mode side, and that's been mostly it. But I'm not trying to say like, hey, they don't want to show a lot, and a lot of people would be saying, well, we didn't get this. We didn't get showed a lot of like content or like more stuff with the game, or more gameplay, or whatever. Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, I will agree, we did not. But to be honest with you, I feel like there should be still some things to think about. Like, they don't want to show everything at the start, you know. Maybe they want to just lean people in, like, hey, this is like what we got. Like, what you guys think? What do you think? How gritty and you know, dark is looking now? You know, because it's looking much more better. I like the tone to the game. I think Gears of War E-Day's gonna be, you know, pretty good looking of a game. It already looks pretty fucking awesome for what it is. It's looking pretty fucking just spectacular, bro. It's looking pretty fucking good. I don't know. It's just is. It is Gears again, man. Like, it's being Gears. It's not being like the colorful bullshit of being like something stupid. It's not about anything of other things. Not trying to judge people, but it's just more the fact that I just don't think Gears needs to be super bright and colorful just to have other colors. It just needs to be Gears. It just needs to be that dark tone of Gears. And that's what it needs. And that's the best part. People love the dark tone. Like, I love 1. I love 2. 2 and 3. Well, 2 and 3 and 1. They were all good. But 3 to me was a bit different for a different story. Of like the type of style and the driven, you know, the color that they wanted. It was probably for a different purpose for it, but I don't think it was something bad. But I didn't really fuck with it like I did when I seen, you know, 2 when I was younger. Then I seen 1, and I was just like, damn, like this game looks pretty crazier, you know, because this was the first. 2 was like a totally different like little upgrade, and it looked fucking awesome for what it was. It looked pretty fucking cool, and I still think 1 and 2 were like probably the best because they stuck with the original style. And the thing is, in Gears of War 3, when when Epic made Gears of War 3, they knew they walked away from like the true style of Gears. They knew they did. And another thing is with Gears, they tried to go back to it, but they went in a weirder style that people hated Judgment for. And I completely understand that. That's completely justified. I ain't gonna argue with someone that's gonna disagree with me, and I don't really care if someone's gonna have something to say like, hey, I can't believe, man, you like that Gears of War Judgment, or you like Call of Duty Ghost. Don't get me wrong, at the time, like, I used to hate both of them a little bit, okay? But looking back at it, I'm like, man, like, why did these games deserve to hate? Why did they deserve it? Like, was there a reason? I feel like some games that deserve to be hated for many reasons, like, for a company and a game to be hated so much, like, look at Call of Duty, for example, for a second. Call of Duty is in such a shit show. Even though I don't really want to put my fucking money, I don't even want to put the time for the shit content that they're doing, man. I don't even want to do nothing. I don't want to do nothing for that fucking place, man. I don't want to do nothing for Call of Duty. Call of Duty's fucking ass to me. And I don't like Call of Duty much anymore. I used to years ago. And Call of Duty is just not the platform of a genre of a, you know, a shooter genre game that I used to love, because it was used to be about war. What's really like way more better to me that I love a lot, and that's really war-y feeling, it's fucking Gears. I love Gears. Gears feels way more of a grittier feeling, and it's not like I want some other company to come up and copy something else. No, not really. That's not what I'm trying to say, but I'm just trying to say, like, some things leave the formula of what they were. That's the more thing I'm just saying. They missed the mark of what they were. Like, don't get me wrong, Gears of War walked away from, like, what it used to truly be. Most definitely. It went in a weirder direction. Just how everything was with everything. Like, the lines, some things didn't really add up. Some things never really made sense. It just didn't hit right like it used to, okay? And it just never really got better. But even though I feel like people are still going to be look at Gears of War E-Day for different reasons, and I'm going to understand why. And I'm not gonna say why. I just know why. I know why some people are gonna say it, because I just don't want to go down that rabbit hole, and I don't want to go down that way. And it's not like I don't want to. I would, but I'm not going to. I'm just saying that clear as day. There are some reasons, and that's understandable. Because I know the characters that we do have, like from the past and everything, from 1 to 2 to 3, and Judgment, we're all cool characters, okay? Fucking awesome. But when you get characters from, 4 and 2, not 2, fuck. So 4 and 5, it was just something totally different. Was not like something that we were wanting, okay? That's all I'm going to say. I ain't going to go like direction wise about everything with the game, or like, some things, but like there are some things that people just don't like. I'm going to be honest. And it's not just a small portion. I feel like it's a huge portion of people. Huge portion of people that don't like that. Okay? It's something. But some people want to just strangle your fucking throat because, hey, they don't like your little statement. They don't like what you have to say. But I'm just going to a little bit say what I want to truly say and let it out, because some of that shit just doesn't feel right with me. And yeah, I noticed it a bit. I didn't like it too. Don't get me wrong. I can see E-Day's having some things that I'm not going to be a big fan of. Not very much. But it is what it is. For the most part. There's really nothing we can do. We're going to have to just deal with it. We're going to have, if we're going to be the person that loves the game of Gears, or whatever, game that you're going to get yourself into, that you're going to play, or more the type of game or genre, whatever it is. I can't really think of the fucking word right now, but like, whatever the game you're going to get yourself into, for sure, is going to have some different things that's not going to fit someone's tone. Like I said with Call of Duty. Call of Duty is not really great either, but Gears has always been just like up, and like it has been up and it's been down, and then like it tries to like it, like at the time when it was doing anything, I feel like it got a little bit somewhere. I feel like in the times before, but then when it got to fucking 5, I feel like it was such a downer. It felt like the biggest downer. It just, it felt kind of bad. It really, really, really did. And I don't know what more to say with, those two games alone, because honestly, fuck them both, to be honest, for many reasons. But 4 wasn't too straight up terrible. It was just terrible in a different sense. Just something else, but overall, it wasn't really great in many other ways besides just only that, by any means. But I don't know. I just feel like Gears with E-Day is going to have some bigger impact from Coalition that's trying to actually make this game seem very worth wanting to probably play, even though I feel like people are not going to have a better head to be thinking at their mind like, hey, this game is going to be something better. This might be something kind of cool maybe to play. And to be honest with you, a bigger portion with, Gears of War always alone. When you have someone new and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Truly. And don't get me wrong, maybe they might get some kills a little bit, but they're not going crazy. They're not going crazy. But they don't really know what the fuck they're doing. And there could be people that could do a lot of crazy things, like, because Gears, it like kind of has the wall bouncing system. It has all that stuff. Like, you have the roading running type of technique thing you can do to people. That's a given. And some people can kind of do those things and be really good. And they can just mollywop any person they want to kind of go against. And it is what it is. And it's not really great for someone that's new to come to a game that can't just hook onto it pretty well, because Don't get me wrong. I feel like there's always been something that's kind of been missing in Gears for like the longest. It's like a tutorial area just to learn the basics of how things were, because Gears of War 2 had that formula. It gave you the basics. It teached you how to play things. It teached you how to learn the game. It did everything for you. Then I was gone in Gears of War 3. Completely gone. But then it still never came back. Only thing sort of we got as like a little training thing was in fucking 5, and it was not really great at all. I don't think. 2 is training area was, to me, ground fucking breaking back then. I think. I thought that shit was pretty fucking cool at the time. I really do. And I don't know if we're going to have that type of feeling again. I don't know if people are going to like, I don't know if they're going to have like that section, you know, with Coalition. Coalition ever made that section or have a area that you can just have so people can like learn the game. Maybe you can like kind of teach them on basics. Like some people be thinking, hey, how to learn how to wall bounce, how to toss a grenade faster, as like a like maybe like the pro players, but just be able to toss it quicker, you know, to make a bigger, quicker, different play at doing it. But there should be some different ways that you could like teach people how to be able to do things faster, or not faster. Well, not faster, but just give them like some basics so they don't feel so just left behind on like knowledge, you know? Like that's some things with like training or like having those training things, because it's like way more nicer. But don't get me wrong, I get those things can be a little too much, most definitely, because they can be a little overdue, because they can get kind of overcomplicated. With some games do get overcomplicated with them, and it's annoying, and there's really nothing for you to really do in them to fully get it right, because you keep on trying, but you just can't get through, or you're trying to do what you've been told. Maybe I'm just the person that's good at doing them, maybe, but I just think sometimes they can be kind of a bit much. I think so. And it's not like I'm trying to say like I don't like some training things, but I just think training stuff should be in a game just to help out someone learn the basics of a game. It should be there. It should always be there in a video game. Even though I know that might take the company in what they're doing, their time to make that happen, make it possible. But I really feel like it should be something there. Most definitely, it should be like a straight up difference there. But number 2, another thing that I want to say is I really feel like another thing that's definitely missing out and most definitely needed, and I know a lot of the players of Gears do say this, and like I was saying, when you have a new person that's brand new, maybe they don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they might get kills, right? They might. But as a little thing that I want to say, I came across a new guy that joined in this lobby. He was a level 1, he was on PlayStation. And I feel like he's never played Gears of War ever in his life. But he got one kill. He got one kill and a TDM. Dude got straight dominated. Couldn't really do nothing. After the match was over, he left. So as an example, for the number 2 thing, that some people will be thinking like, hey, this should be something that should be needed. This is definitely necessary. This is something that should be there, right? And I feel like this thing could have some bad things, how it's gonna sound, or sound bad and look kind of bad. Maybe have a section that you could play against people that are new, like, you know, newbies. So like they're new, so they're just going against people that are brand new to the game, like them, right? It'd be nice. It would be nice that way. It would be nice, like, we'll say, like, if I've been playing the game for so long, I think there should be a bigger difference. I go against people that are very, very good, just like me. Like, I'm decent enough to go against people that are probably better than me. Hell, I might get my ass slapped, but if I can still hold my own and I can still keep on killing people like crazy, I think I deserve to be in that spot with those crazier people. Like, I should be close enough to maybe playing against some, the pro players at least. I'm not trying to say like I'm a pro player at the most, no, but I'm saying like I should be at that level of a play style, or like at a place that how I play the game. Like, I know how to play the game. I might not be the best, but I still feel like I can play the game and I can dominate things. For a newcomer to come to the game, it's gonna be kind of tough to do anything, because they're not gonna be knowing what the hell they're doing. Like, it's like some friend bringing their friend over to like, hey, play this game with us, man. And they play the game, and they're trying to maybe learn it, and they can't really learn it so easily as others. And don't get me wrong, I had a buddy of mine that I brought to Gears of War years ago, right? This was in Gears of War 4 times, man. I brought him in. He wasn't the most greatest player ever, but brother, he's really good. He's really, really good. A really good, decent fucking player. Because back then, how he was, a long time ago at the start, like, he was still learning the curves. I was doing some things I called like a dicky, such a dick thing to do to people. Don't get me wrong, I know it's just like basic stuff that you could do in the game. Like, hey, have a long shot, snipe them, maybe in the body, not fully hitting them in the head to be a straight whatever asshole. But then swap into your Nasher and shooting them, and then they go down. And I feel like that's like probably the more dickish thing ever. I really do. I really, really, really do. But it's just when you have someone that's new, like I said, like with my buddy that's been, playing Gears ever since then with me and everything. Then we have a bigger group and all that stuff. Not massive, but like we got a group of people that like to play Gears. And we all love Gears, and he's hell of a good player ever since he's was kind of a little bit late at playing Gears of War 4, and then it got to the end of the lifespan of with whatever was coming to Gears of War 4. But I just think Gears should have a section for people that are new, at least if they are new. Maybe if it's brand new at a stint, it should not automatically, but it should test you, to see where you're at. When you play maybe your first match, it should try to test you, see where your level of where your skill, all your stuff is at. Because I know Call of Duty did some pretty bad things, and I know a lot of people didn't like it because it didn't really change anything. It didn't really do anything better. It just never really changed. So it's just more the same old, and it didn't really improve anything with Call of Duty, is standards. And it was just not really great what I had for it. But besides that, I know when I was kind of saying about, the two things there, it sounds kind of, well, not two things, but the one thing of having just the section to be able to let someone be able to play with people that's not going to just school them all the time. It could be a pretty botchy ass match if it's just new people that are playing. But at least it's just those new people playing. It doesn't really matter. They're not going to get shoot a new one. They're just new. They're still learning the basics with another person, but in a match against people. I just think there could be some differences. And the thing is, I don't know if Gears of War EA has this type of system. I don't know if it does. We don't really know. We don't know if they're ever going to have really much of anything. I don't really know. I don't really know what's in store for Gears. Is, newer game. There's a lot of things that we truly don't know yet. We are just more still speculating at a point. It's not like we're hoping that there are going to be things in the game like that, but we're just sitting there hoping that I don't know. It's like hoping or just like just thinking that maybe things aren't there. I don't know. It could be like both in one thing because we don't really know. Only thing we could just do is just talk about it and talk about it and talk about it. Probably gets really annoying, but hey, we talk about it enough. Like hell, people be talking about GTA 6 enough. Not trying to like say that's a big annoying thing, but I'm just saying people talk a lot of shit about that game, and I know probably people are not really probably looking for it anymore, maybe because it's taken so long, but it is coming sometime soon, whenever it does. But that's besides the point. Another thing, but it's just when things do get talked about a lot, it can get dragged out too long. It definitely really can. It really can. So it would get dragged out, and then it would get very boring, and no one's gonna be entertained by it. But I just think at a stint of everything, I really feel like Gears of War E-Day has a lot of things that's impactful though, for sure. It has a lot different like new type of movement styles. I think it's actually pretty nice. I think it's gonna have a cool direction, and it's not gonna have all the straight similarities like Judgment by any means. Like when you fall from a high place, you're not gonna take any fall damage. So there's a bigger difference. It took away from what it had then, and it's different now. So it's very, very, very different than in the past. Okay, very, very different. It's trying to be kind of like definitely like Judgment for sure. I would say maybe because some people want to probably say that it's like a Judgment 2. They could say that, but deep down it's really not. It's just trying to be a different Gears game than last time, Because with five was just like every other Gears game that we had, besides not Judgment, but just like the other four, because you had Gears of War 1, Gears of War 2, Gears of War 3, and you had Gears of War 4. And I still feel like Gears of War 5 still had the mechanic to do something, and like 4 did. So it was slightly different on a different note. It was different because you can hop over a cover a bit faster, I think, in 5. I don't know. It's probably been a minute since I really played the shit out of 5. Like I haven't really much, but I don't know. I think I might be on something though. I really do, but I don't know. I could get have someone be like, hey, you're a little wrong on that. If I'm wrong, okay, I'm wrong. But I just know 4 had that type of system, and I know like when you kick over, you could do like an execution on someone. That was cool. That was cool. And it's still kind of been kept into the game too. So it wasn't gone, I don't think, from just 4. I still think it was something there. So like some things were still there in the game regardless, and from 4 to 5, not mostly everything, but like just some of the other mechanics that got brought into the game. But besides all that, it's just like there's a lot. There's just so much there in E-Day. There's just so much. There's a lot going on in E-Day that we don't really know like what we're kind of gonna be jumping into. I know we're like gonna be jumping into it a little bit blindly. Mostly it feels that way because we know that like we got to see like the campaign and how like the movement style looks. We've seen that, but then we kind of got to see a glimpse of what Horde looks like with the bigger mode of the size number of 12 people. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, it's not bad. That's looking awesome. But I don't know. I just think there's some bigger differences with Gears of War E-Day. Like, hands down, there's some bigger differences for it. But deep down, I really feel like E-Day still has a bigger impact than any Gears game right now. And I'm not trying to say like none of the other Gears games were really great. I'm just saying like this game is gonna have a lot of eyes on it, and yeah, maybe I might get mad people hating it because hell, they're not gonna get to play it, or if it's just like, hey, maybe this PlayStation player just gets a fucking computer and plays the fucking computer side, maybe that way, or just maybe get an Xbox. I don't know. I don't know what people want to do, and I know it's gonna get very complicated for some people to maybe get the game in a sense. But if someone maybe had Xbox side, it is on Game Pass, so there's gonna be that. So people can get on Game Pass. So it's not gonna just be out of the book. So if people don't want to buy it, they can still play it with Game Pass, but they still have to have Game Pass, subscription of Game Pass Ultimate, and it's still gonna have that feature, but deeply down, I guess there will be some bigger difference with Game Pass now. I would say somewhat. Don't get me wrong, I feel like Game Pass has changed in a different way. Like it's not even in stores anymore. Like actual IRL wise, it's just nowhere to be found anymore. Only way you can get it, it's just getting it on the console side, or going to online side of like let's say maybe like Best Buy for example. You can buy it from that way, but you're just only getting a monthly, just a month, nothing more than just that. You're just getting a month, and that's all it is. That's all it is a month, and there's nothing more you're getting out of it. So it's kind of different, and it's not kind of being like what it used to be years ago. And yeah, I think that's kind of like a bit odder and weirder to a extent, but hey, I don't know what more anyone can really do. But it's changed to a bigger extent, most definitely for sure. It has changed. It has changed so much for what it is. And I just don't really know how Xbox is going to be lately. Even though I feel like some things, how Xbox has changed, it's a bit different for sure, and I think it's kind of leaning to a better direction. But some things are changing for different purposes. I really think so, and I know a lot of people be like, "Yeah, Xbox got some cool stuff, doing some good things." But I really don't know how some people feel about it. Even though I know how some people feel about it, I know people are kind of like fuck this game, or not really fuck the game, but it's like more fuck, kind of screw Xbox, I guess. I don't know, but at this point, I'm just rambling on like just different things, and I'm just kind of thinking. It's not that I'm just choosing to think people are having that. I can say all I want, but I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm just gonna just kind of predict that that's what people are thinking or saying. I'm not predicting. I'm just saying anything random off the top of my head at this point. But Xbox is not what it was. I will say that for sure. Though a little bit, like it's not terrible. It's just got changed a bit with the Game Pass for a bigger difference, and I think it's kind of alright, but probably not a little bit because things are different than it used to be for sure. Maybe there's some differences, for some things that you might be getting out of. I don't really know, because some games definitely would let you get some of the stuff in it because you had Game Pass Ultimate or whatever, something out of it. But besides all that, with all Xbox things, I'm just gonna go back on to just you know strip just more Gears of War stuff, because I don't know what more to really say about it. I just know, like, people on PlayStation are not happy. That's just straight up just a thing. I just know they're not like at all happy about anything right now, and it is what it is for right now because they're not gonna get the game. And I know still people are still predicting, like, was it still a good choice of Xbox doing it? I don't know. I only thing I could say, I feel like every platform should just share their games to everyone. I really believe that because it was just kind of, it's not like trying to have anything with anyone. Just play the game or get everyone to just be able to have the chance to play something from the provider, the company that's giving access to these games to other companies and other ways to have it, and still they would get crazy amount of, a lot of money from it, a lot of profit from it for sure. So it would be like a lot for them to get out of, like for every person. Like Xbox would get a lot of shit out of it, you know, Sony and Nintendo. Everyone would get everything out of it. But it's just a bigger difference. I'm not like saying anything about PC side because PC is PC, okay? There's no difference. PC is PC. Nothing more different than that. Because some things might stay on PC and don't come nowhere else. Bigger difference. I feel like there's difference. There's a huger difference. Like most definitely a huger difference. But I just can't wait for E-Day though. I just can't wait. It's gonna be an interesting game for sure. For the style and how it is. I don't know. I can't wait to just get to play it. I know it's kind of shitty that, you have to pre-order the really higher edition just to be able to have 5 days earlier to play the game and showcase it, or just show everyone it. You know, it would just be something kind of different than anything out there right now of Gears. But I just really hope that there will be a huger space of people really wanting to fucking want to play some Gears of War, and come back to it, because like Gears of War E-Day is having probably the most coolest things ever. Like it's having the two concepts in one. It's Gears of War, but it's going back old school style type of tone, or tone or whatever. Like it's just going back to like the great good time that it needs to go to. It needs to get back to the grittiest look to Gears, because it needs to be Gears. It needs to have that. But I feel like when it got to that point, regardless now, I feel like it got to what it's at because it's going to a greater story, because it's going to the comics of Gears of War. So it's not a bad thing at all. I think it's a bigger W there because it's doing two things. Going to a story that is about with Marcus and having Dom. But besides just that, having the Brotherhood again as a bigger another one. And two, it's just going back to what we want. We want the old type of style, the old grittiness, dude. That's really all we want. But the bigger thing at play, Gears of War never got to, like, no one's got to really see this. Like, Gears of War never got to make its own true sight with the biggest thing, and then we never got to see this. We never got to see the craziest tone of like what really happened. Like, what was the story? What was everything about Gears of War E-Day? Don't get me wrong, it was probably the most horrible thing in Gears history. Most definitely. Because I just think it's like the craziest thing that, you had about so many people dead, man. Like almost the whole human race was completely wiped in a matter of like 2 days. It was insane. It was crazy that that's how many people are dead in a matter in seconds. I just think it's just insane. It's wild, and it just shows you how brutal the locusts are. And I don't know what more to say, but Gears of War A-Day is going to be fucking awesome for many reasons. It's not because it looks fucking beautiful. It's not because of that. The game is awesome for the tone, the style that they're going for, and the story they're going for. That's the cool thing. And at first, the biggest thing I think I didn't really like at all, to be honest with you guys, when I heard that they were gonna do a open world shit again, I was like, oh great, oh fucking great, here they go, they're gonna do a open world shit again. They did it once with fucking 5, and that shit was ass, man. It was so bad. Like, how they gonna do it better this time? I wonder. I really, really wonder. I don't really know how they're gonna do that, man. You know, that's what I was kind of thinking in my mind. I didn't like say it, but I hated the open world in 5 because I have played 5 story. Did I like it? No. Did I like the open world experience? No. It was just ass. It was not great. It was such a clusterfuck of an open world experience because it just didn't feel like a open world at all. Like it felt so emptiness of like where's enemies? Like there's barely anyone. So I feel like there should be a lot more than what we might imagine now in E-Day than the open world that we got in 5. 5 was such a shitty open world experience for Gears, but hopefully this next Gears is open world experience is going to be more groundbreaking to a point because I just can't wait to fucking play the game, man. I just can't. It's going to be something that is going to be cool. It's going to be fucking awesome. And I'm not going to lie, I still really think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want to really play this game. And most definitely, I feel like there might be train actions or like, you know, some content that's going to be in it. Whatever the fuck it is, but like they're gonna have definitely made things into the game, most definitely, because they're bringing iron back into Gears still. They're keeping that formula that they had from 5. So I feel like there's still gonna be something there. So they're not gonna get rid of what they had, but I don't know if they're gonna improve it to make it better for a better sense. I don't really know what they're gonna be doing. But it's just more of the point of view, just thinking about a lot of things, thinking about a lot of the theories that you could think of. Think of anything that Coalition is done for this game. Like, I don't really know what they have probably done for everything with Gears of War E-Day. I don't really know. I just know that there's a lot. There's a lot of shit to impact with E-Day. Is really cool, and I think this was better. And the true thing I just want to say, people be thinking that maybe Gears of War 6 or 7 will maybe come out. I hope not. I hope not. I really hope not. If it does, then I'll just be probably the end of Gears. I'm not lying. I feel like that would just be the end. I feel like they've made a better choice to go to E-Day than anything else. Okay? Hands down. It was a better option and a better decision to go for E-Day. They didn't want to do fucking 6 because if you guys known and what you have heard when you had the old head person of Coalition that was with Epic and everything, but now was with Coalition, he gave them shit to do for Gears, for 6, and what they were going to do with 6 or not them, but what he wanted them to do before he was going to go and go to Blizzard, you know, he gave them the most dumbest thing, and I don't know where this story is going to go if it did happen, right? Just hear me out. If it did happen, what would you guys think about this real quickly? If Gears of War came out with Gears of War 6 instead of Gears of War E-Day, right? Imagine Gears of War came back and it was about Gears of War 6, and apparently the story was something about them trying to get a ship, like a rocket ship, to go to another planet and start new life. So here's the thing. If that did happen, right? What's going to happen next? Is the Grubs going to make some way to come back to where they went and track them down? Like, with some weird ships? Like, what is this game going to turn into? To Halo at that point? Because I don't think we need another fucking game that has people and ships and doing all that shit. Because I think there's been some games that have done that shit so much lately, dude. Probably not lately, but like I feel like there's only been one game that has done that, man. That's been one game that has done it. I know, like Destiny has done it because that was from Bungie. Bungie was the guys that had made Halo. Okay, don't get me wrong. They were like the hands down people that made it. But hell, they're not the same people much anymore. Hell, they don't even give a shit about Halo because they left. And everyone that worked with Bungie just straight up left because things were changing there. And I know people with Destiny, they're upset because Destiny 3 is not coming out. I know that for sure. Man, it sucks. And I don't know if Destiny 3 will be coming, but I don't know if it will be really worth it at all. I don't know. Destiny is a bit more of a weirder genre, to be honest. Weird game. Because 2 didn't really sit well with me, to be honest. I know that's a little bit odd, but I'm just kind of saying, like, it would just be kind of weird just having a Gears of War game, having them to leave the planet that they were on for, like, the longest, and they go find somewhere new in Gears of War 6. And then what's Gears of War 7 going to be left off with next, after, when 6 ends? Who knows? I don't know. Like, it's gonna have you just on the speculation of thinking, like, what's next? Like, what's next? War's still gonna keep on happening? Like, I don't know what more I could think of, or what more I could think and say. Like, it's just gonna be so much weirder to really think about anything. So I'm just more kind of glad that Gears of War is like newer story shit. Just kind of quit and end for now. And I hope it's for really for now and forever, because I'd rather not see Gears of War 6 or 7 because they're not going to be great. They're not going to be good. I just know that, because why they're not going to be good? If they were going to be decent enough, they would have probably made them by now. But no, they didn't. They did not. They did not do it. They did not make Gears of War 6 at all. So there's a bigger reason why they didn't make it. I just think that's the bigger reason why they didn't do it. I truly think so. I truly do. And I just think Coalition made a bigger, smarter move of what they needed to do, and they did it. It's just that simple. They did it the right way, and I don't think they did it the wrong direction. But I think it's better because Gears of War is very start of the horde of the grubs and everything, and the locusts. It's a better tone to go for the beginning of the reckoning with those monstrosities, man. I think it was the more smarter move to go for that. And I think it's really worth it. because we always been sort of talked about or told in kind of in I guess sort of Gears, probably not every single one, but like I know in 2 you had, Prescott talk about, E-Day in 2 kind of at the start, and it's just like, man, like, why did they not want to make it? Well, now we can always see why they didn't make it years ago from Epic, because it would have been completely impossible to do. Okay, because the technology back then, they couldn't even make what they made in Gears of War fucking E-Day, like the actual physical Gears of War E-Day. So it's more crazier to look at that besides thinking like what it could have been back then, maybe by Epic, who knows? But I think it's still kind of cool for what it is, for what we got shown of Gears of War E-Day, and I'm pumped for this game. I'm really looking forward for it, and I'm just ready to really want to play something brand new of Gears, regardless, because it's been such a long time that Gears hasn't been having anything new in a while. So I am more waiting to really want to play this so fucking badly, and I just can't wait to play it. I just can't, because Gears is a game that I can never really want to quit playing. Gears is just amazing, but if you guys are probably stoked for Gears, give this video a thumbs up. But if you guys have anything to say about anything that's been going on as well that you want to say, or anything in the comments, like at all, like anything that, like a lot of things that's been kind of been talked about or said with everything with, Gears of War E-Day, at least, because don't get me wrong, I know there's probably people that are pissed, and I would love to see anyone's comments. I would love to see anything. Like, I would love to see any interaction with E-Day, and just a lot of things that I just want to see people say. I'm just kind of curious what people might have to say about anything with Gears of War E-Day, because I know people are mad. I know they're pissed. Maybe they might not have nothing to say, but maybe they do. Maybe they will. I don't know. But I know there's gonna be people that are gonna probably say, well, Gears of War E-Day is gonna be shit, man. It's gonna be ass. You're gonna be liking a shit game. But if that's the case, it's really whatever. End of the day, it's everyone's opinion of what they like, what they don't like. It's really whatever. I don't really care. I'm just gonna play what I want to play, and I'm just more just stoked just to see something being new from an actual official company that's making a game that I've been really waiting to fucking play for a very, very long time. And I'm just very stoked. That's all I am. I'm just very, very stoked for this time to be coming. I can't wait. But anyways, if you guys did really like the video, at least, or like some of the things I was kind of talking about and just saying about anything, but if you guys did not know, if there was not crossplay at all for E-Day, there is crossplay, okay? Crossplay is a thing, but the thing is, crossplay will still not be with PlayStation. I don't think it's going to be with PlayStation, because still, like, it got told straight up front from the head of Xbox, of the CEO, straight up saying that Gears of War is exclusive to Xbox. And that's it. That's all it is to the console. That's all it is. And it still has a crossplay place that will still be able to be crossplay playable. And at Steam is still gonna be there for Gears of War E-Day. If you guys are looking for another way to maybe play some Gears of War, then you got some another way to maybe do it. If you guys would want to try to do that, if that's something that you want to maybe do instead of not having to maybe go for Xbox. If some people don't want to go for Xbox, maybe you got, Steam, because I feel like everyone has Steam at least. At least someone has to have it, because Gears of War is there for Steam, and people can play it that way. So that is another opportunity or the decision anyone can really be making. If someone wants to make that decision, that's them. Or just come to Xbox and just play it that way. Or play on PC side. Really, whatever you guys want to do, it's up to you guys. Everyone else's decision they can make up, or if someone's going to choose not to probably play it, it's really whatever, guys. But Gears is still going to have crossplay. It's still going to be there. But it's not going to be with PlayStation, like I said. And it's truly not going to be coming to PlayStation. It's some people on PlayStation just be thinking it's unbelievable that it's not going to be coming, like they seen, Reloaded come, and they're kind of like, so they just can't believe what they're hearing. I'm sorry. It's the truth, man. It is the truth. It's not coming to PlayStation ever. It is what it is. And there's nothing that PlayStation players can do. They just have to find a way to maybe get the game and play it. That's sadly it, man. There's nothing much they can really do. But by any means, but still, you guys really still enjoy the video, at least give it a thumbs up, because it helped out the video. And plus, you have really anything to talk about of the topics that I have said, like, honestly, put it down in the comments. Talk about what you guys want to talk about, because we got a good little while until Gears of War E-Day does drop. But just say what you want to say. I don't really care. I'm just more open to see what any of you guys' opinions or whatever you guys have to say. I am all ears. I'm all here to hear you guys out of what you guys want to talk about. I'm going to even look at the comments of what you guys might say in this video. But I know this video is probably not the best of what I have done in a long time. But it's just kind of more of a simpler, easier video. I didn't really edit that crazy or anything yet, but or didn't really do that. But besides that, I just know I just made it quicker and just to get out there for you guys to maybe react to or listen to whatever that I wanted to say. Just kind of like everything with Gears of War E-Day, and a lot of things is kind of going on with Gears of War, because it's kind of fucking crazy for what it is, man. It is crazy. It is crazy for what Gears is kind of going for, or been going on now, man. It's insane. But anyways, if you guys have not hit the subscribe button, or haven't hit the like button at all either, but still, hey, like, you've got two options. Hit one of the things and be happy with it. But if you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button and join the Wolfpack Army and the Wolf Gang as well. I'm out of here, guys, and I'll see you guys all around in the next video. And I will say this: eventually, when Gears of War does come around for that month, when it's gonna be coming, I will have some video footage, maybe some streams that I will post and upload to YouTube, so you guys will have something to kind of maybe watch, something new and everything when it does come. So I'm going to say that right here before I do go. So it will be something for me in the near future for my goddamn channel. So I'll catch you guys all around in the next video. Peace, guys, and see you around.